Well, welcome everybody. We're going to give you an update on the HO portion of our training room. This is the lower level, as we've been showing you mostly in scale at this point, but now we're going to start showing the HO as this is really coming along pretty fast. As you can see, this is the long bench work. It goes against the wall over here. This is going to be a long wall of city. I'm going to show you here what we're going to be doing shortly, and we're just going to do this section by section. We're not going to do a big overview right off the bat, but I'm just going to kind of show you what's going to happen. So get a nice view of the whole thing, and then I'm going to start pointing to what's going to happen. All right. This kind of already tells you where the main line is going to go, this right here. There's going to be a main line right here, and it's going to run that way, and we'll get to that part later. There's going to be a switch about right here. And this switch is going to come off, and it's going to go that way, and we'll show you where that's going to go later. Then we're going to have another switch right here. Well, no, actually, it's going to be further back here because I'm going to have a long siding on the other side of the main line right here that's going to run the length of this all the way back, and then there'll be a spur back there for an industry, and we'll talk about that when we get to that wall. So then what happens is after the siding that we have right here, we're going to start the city. And we're going to have a main street right here, first row of buildings, and then after the first row of buildings, we will have our elevated track. The elevated track will split right here between the main buildings. So we'll have this elevated right here, and then back behind, we will have the second row of buildings. This will be HO buildings here. Those may be in scale there, and then we might have T scale up on the wall with flats to give a sense of depth, make it look like it's further back than it actually is. We'll print some stuff off and we'll see how that looks. And if we like the look, we'll do a couple. If we like it, then we'll make the entire city this way. So this is going to have some really good industry right along the Railroad Avenue here. I don't know what I'm going to name the street. You've seen these right here in case this catches your attention. We do have videos of all these cars. They're back a ways, so if you want to go see them, you can. So this city is going to stretch all the way down over into this corner over here. At which point, the two main lines are going to curve, and they're going to go back over in here, and I'm going to do more city all the way back. This right here is going to get covered with backdrop. We'll have masonite that'll cover that, so you won't see any of the light coming through, and whatever we decide to paint or have for a printed background. So this will narrow down after the switches. This will narrow down to a single track that'll go around the corner right here, and the elevated track will continue to go around. It'll be raised bridges here, but then it's going to turn into like a concrete, raised concrete area with panels, and that'll be what will go in front of this window over here. So this window right here, you can see the bench work that goes back behind. It'll have right in this area right here, it'll have the raised track right by the window and the lower track, and I'm probably going to put a scrapyard right here so I can run my gondolas. Then that's going to continue on over here around, and I'm going to put a little corner piece down in here so I can make my curve, and it's going to come around to right here. Now that's where the benchwork part of the right side of the layout ends. There will be a jump track. We have joist hangers that we're going to put right here, and I'm going to have a piece of wood on the top of a 2x4 that's going to come across. I'm not sure, probably going to expand it out a little bit right here so I can get all the track work in here that I need to get across, because we're going to have some sidings on the jump piece. And this will be able just to set in, and then you just use your little fish plates and you just connect everything up. So, and then when we get over the other side, we'll talk about that. So you can see how I've attached it to the leg that goes up here. Everything is solid. This is the only free-floating leg that we have in the entire layout. Otherwise, everything lower and upper levels are connected. I'm going to use 1.5-inch screws, and I'm going to come in on the bottom of everything, and we're going to come up through this decking into this, to where I can just screw this down from below, so I don't glue anything. I don't have to worry about it. It won't make a mess, so it'll just hold that foam right down on top there. All right, so then, like I said, there'll be a scrap plant here, some kind of an industry with the city back here. I haven't decided yet what that's going to be. I'm running shorter cars, so I'll explain all that when we get over to the industry over here on the left side as to what the industries we're going to have for the city to handle the cars. But this is why I want to have a scrapyard, is because of these kind of cars. I've got tons of these things where that's hand-painted graffiti that's on there. We've done a bunch of videos on these things. You can see inside, got all the rusting, everything done to them. I've got a bunch of these. So I want to be able to line up over here. I'll probably have a siding come off and line up and go down into the scrapyard over here. We'll have some cranes and things and all kinds of stuff. So that's what that'll be. So that gets us to that point. So then if you come back over here, so the main line goes right this way. And you have your one siding here, one siding there on the other side of it, and then the elevated track. So we're going to go back to the corner now. So what's going to happen here is right up here in the front, this siding is going to come off and it's going to come across right here. I just threw this track right here just to give you an idea, but it's actually going to curve gently to go around the corner right here. And what this does is this goes right into this new area. I'm going to get some light on here. This is going to be, there's going to be 3 industries packed into this area. Right here, this is a custom-made Blue Star cement plant. This is the original kit. Everything else is kit bashed. I made that tower from styrene. So you have 3 bays for cement trucks to come out. On the other side, right over here, that's where this track's going to go. This is where you have your dump for all your material that comes up. The conveyor, the elevator will come up, and then I've got custom-made pipes that attach to the tops of the towers here. So this is going to be a really neat industry. That ends here. This ends here. We will have another switch coming off right here, and it's going to come right down right here. And we're going to have a large building right in this area right here, and I'm going to make a plant that produces the culverts and things like that, sewer tunnels. You're going to have the big circles all just kind of stacked out here, and this other switch that comes in for that is going to be for bulkhead flat cars, and regular flat cars will have loads on them. And this all feeds into this one siding that comes off the main line over here. Back right here, right, the 2 tracks, the elevated and the lower one will be coming right here, and this is where the other joist hanger will be, which will have the 2x4 which connects us to the other side. So the big track will be coming right back here. Both tracks will be coming right back here. They'll be curving around and coming back behind here. I'm going to hide this beam right here with a building. We're going to have an apartment building of some sort, probably come up to about right here. Going to have tons of windows like that one up there. We'll have the back side facing us right here. I'm going to put a ton of fire escapes on here that will look really good coming all the way down, maybe some balconies, things, I don't know. So the track will be coming. The main lines come back here. Your one main line comes right here, shooting that way with the other elevated. Back in the corner, we're going to have a building that's going to be pushed right into that wall area right there, and a siding that's going to go into it. And I'm going to do a Conagra plant back there for foods. So what we're going to have there is I've got tons of the shorty tank cars that we'll be using. They're the 8,000 gallon tank cars for the vegetable oil that'll be going back there to produce the products. So we'll have a tank car in, and we'll have a refrigerated siding coming out. So then we'll just throw some buildings back in here, and that should pretty much take care of what we're going to do on the HO layout to this point. So I wanted to give you an update on this, just to give you an idea of how this is going to look. I think it's going to come out really good. I'm happy with it. I did as much as I could with the space. Tried to pack as much into it. There's going to be a ton of scenery, a ton of details. So this will match our N-scale that's up above. We'll do a stand back here and we'll show you what they look like together. You can see the HO below, the N-scale city above, and that's where we're at. Next update on this, I should be doing the, hopefully this weekend, well, by Friday I should have the loop track tacked down, the jump track put in place, and doing some testing on the engines going around in the loop. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you want to continue seeing more about this layout build, especially the HO, please like and subscribe. And if you really like this video, please hype it. That way others that might find this enjoyable, it'll push it to them. It doesn't do anything for you. You're not going to get a bunch of spam videos or anything like that. It's just for getting these out to other people. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.